Dang.
And a loser.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to. I gotta say, first of all, I think Jacob is behind us again. Good evening, everyone.
Oh boy.
To another edition of our podcast. We are so glad that you are here with us. First and foremost, let me go ahead and start the ball rolling. I am C. Carter. I am first and foremost glad that you all decided to join here with us because we got a big event this evening. So joining me this evening, we have Brandon.
Yeah, it's safe to say this is about to get off the rails real quick.
Our owner, Jacob.
Yes, I'm here. Sorry for the lag. I was doing my usual thing on Discord. But yes, hello everyone around this big, beautiful blue marble we call Earth in whatever city you may live in.
Matt.
Yep. How you doing, guys? This is going to be a crazy podcast we're going to talk about when we get to the main event.
Hit Kid. Oh, sorry, Hit Kid. Didn't know you was busy tonight.
Wasn't checking that. That was intriguing.
What was this while you at it?
Talk about timing.
Clip that shit. Somebody can clip that later on.
Damn it. Keep that in.
Oh, well, Hit Kid actually showed up on like the Boston Celtics, but we're going to talk about that.
For fuck's sake, Jamal.
No. I am not being merciful of any kind of way. The only person I'm being merciful is Jason Tatum. That's it. The rest of you are getting cooked.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Quick question.
You do not want to miss. So please, if you like what you're listening to just already, do us all a favor. Subscribe to the channel.
Jacob, you might want to introduce this person because I have no idea what his name is.
This is Jeffrey Albritton.
Yeah, Jeffrey.
Yeah, you're a tech master, by the way. Acknowledge me, goddammit.
Yeah, this is the tech master.
And another Boston fan who's about to get reamed.
Gentlemen, can I just ask, do y'all like me hat?
Oh, it looks awesome.
Yeah, I like it.
I'm saying, as far as that.
We got a big show tonight on.
It's the perfect hat for a funeral.
The 13th of May. Yeah, today, the 13th of May, 2025. This is going to be one fantastic episode to say the least. So let's not waste any time. Let's not pull any more punches. Let's get this started right away.
Absolutely.
Yes, indeed. We're going to make this short and sweet as we go across the pond here. One of the big news in the soccer world is that the UEFA Champions League final is now set in stone and is ready to go for the end of the month, June 31st, 2025 in Munich, Germany. We have our finalists, and they consist of PSG, Paris Saint-Germain, going head to head with an unlikely team, mind you. For the first, not unlikely, but a former juggernaut in themselves in Inter Milan going head to head.
The camera.
Inter Milan. I'm intrigued by that club.
Can I have the camera?
Oh yeah, go right ahead.
Hi Arsenal. Enjoy another season of being the bridesmaids.
God damn! Why would you bring that up? That's my goddamn team. Why would you bring that up?
Why would you bring that up?
Jeffrey admitted that he's an Arsenal fan. Okay.
You just set me off. Hello, Mr. We Love Arteta, who's not won us fuck all in 5 years.
No.
Listen, I'm a Manchester United fan suffering, but at least we have a chance to win it.
Okay. I thought he was going to say Manchester City. I would have left this fucking podcast.
No, Jeffrey. Jacob. Here's the thing that kills Jeffrey. He actually wants United to win the Europa League, considering who we're playing against as an Arsenal fan.
Oh, yeah, we all know who it is.
Well, yeah,
it's crazy.
Yes. But before we get to the Premier League, we do have some big news over the German side in the Bundesliga. As believe it or not, believe it or not, in Bundesliga 2, Hansburg HSV, after 7 years of being in Bundesliga 2, has finally got the promotion to move up back to the top flight. That is that is the Bundesliga after a 7-year-long absence. As of course they were one of the original founders of the Bundesliga. Basically, they were known as the old dinosaurs because they were basically untouched and unrelegated to Bundesliga 2 in German football until, like I said, 7 years ago when they got relegated after a god awful season. But now, finally, after 7 years of torture and torment in Hamburg, Germany, they finally got the promotion they wanted so badly. And now, congratulations to Hansburg on making the promotion back to the top flight of German football.
Yeah, well deserved for Hamburg.
All right,
Yeah,
I'm going to
for sure.
speed this along. Over in the Premier League over the weekend, Saturday, we saw Everton defeated Fulham 3-1. Brentford defeated Ipswich Town 1-0.
Yeah, we do have a kiss your sister moment as the Saints of Southampton and the now burning ships of Manchester City drew a 0-0 tie.
Pretty good on them.
Yeah, Brighton defeated
Thank God.
Wolverhampton. Brighton defeated Wolverhampton 2-0.
And Aston Villa had themselves a nice cherry pie, taking care of the cherries, 1-0.
Sunday we saw Newcastle United defeated Chelsea 2-0.
Which was painful that I watched.
Oh, see.
Yeah, Crystal Palace decided to go bird hunting over at Tottenham Stadium, taking care of the Spurs 2-0.
Except the Hornets just went to the field for some reason from Nottingham. Like, what is going on?
West Ham United defeated Man U 2-0.
West Ham.
We suck.
Yep.
Behind that.
At least you got your Europa League final.
We got also on Sunday. Yep, I said we got not one but two kiss your sisters. We got Nottingham Forest and Leicester City 2-2.
Yep, and me and Albritton drew to a 2-2 tie, Liverpool and Arsenal.
Yep.
Fuck David Raya, get him off this team.
Oh, that was when the owner.
And this weekend is
the Nottingham Forest.
And believe it or not, this weekend is the second to last weekend of the Premier League. So we got some short weekends coming up. This Friday at 1:30 Eastern, 7:30 Hit Kid time. Aston Villa will be playing host to the Spurs of Tottenham.
Yeah, and at 8:15, United, Chelsea play host to Man United. This is because both United and Spurs, much to Alberton's hatred, because it's Tottenham and Manchester United as an Arsenal fan, play each other next Wednesday in the Europa League final. One of the clubs which Arsenal hate, because they're Arsenal's two most hated clubs, will win a European trophy this season. Unlike the bridesmaids that are Arsenal FC.
There's so many Spurs fans that I work with. I will never hear the end of it.
And here's the worst thing. Here's the worst thing. That is 16th in the table, playing 17th in the Premier League table for a European trophy.
Now, also,
I will say this, by the way. I want United to win this Friday for one simple reason. I don't want Chelsea getting in the Champions League. Just to fuck Matt off.
Now, over in the English FA Cup,
you can kiss it when you want it.
Yeah, over in the English FA Cup, Crystal Palace and Man City go to battle at Wembley.
Go on,
Palace. Crystal Palace. I'm with you.
Oh, I almost forgot about the FA Cup.
Yep, the FA Cup final.
It's the most important cup in England.
Yep.
And on Sunday, we got we're back to the English Premier League. We got Everton and Southampton.
Yep, yeah, that's on Sunday. I gotta get that. Let me pull that up. Where are you, you little? There you are. Yep, on Sunday. That's this coming Sunday. Everton is playing host to the Saints of Southampton. That's at 7 a.m. Noon.
Hold on, Jacob, just for a second. I'm pretty sure Southampton just can't wait for this season to end soon enough.
It's getting close. We're getting closer to it.
Hold on, Jacob. 2 wins, 6 draws, and 28 losses. Their time in the Premier League is just about to end. Also coming up at 9:15 on the East at 9:15 on the East Coast. 2:15 on Hit Kids time.
the Hammers of West Ham United will go head-to-head with Nottingham Forest.
Also, we got coming up at 9 a.m. Eastern, well, 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. Central. We got Brentford and Fulham.
The Bees.
Yep. The Bees of Brentford FC going head-to-head with Fulham FC. Then also at 9 a.m., 3 o'clock, it's a 3 o'clock double whammy as the Foxes of it's basically tank ball. As
I'll be there
hey,
later.
there's our executive producer Jose.
Listen to me. Do not
just
move.
the right time.
Do not move from baseball because I do have some interesting information that you may want to listen to.
Oh, don't worry.
We haven't hit baseball yet.
Oh shit! Here we go.
Also, later on we got Arsenal and Newcastle United.
That's at 10:30, 11:30
We need to bounce back.
10:30 a.m., 6:30 p.m. over in the UK. That's the round out the festivities on Sunday. On Monday, Monday night, under the lights at 8 o'clock on Hickett's time in Brighton, as the Doves of Brighton and Hove go head to head with the Reds of Liverpool.
Yeah. Next Tuesday, they're gonna keep this going.
Yeah.
Next Tuesday, we got Crystal Palace and
comes up
Wolverhampton.
right after that on Tuesday, the 20th, and ends on Sunday, the 25th.
Okay then.
Oh shit.
So next Tuesday we got Crystal Palace and Wolverhampton.
And both games are gonna be on at 3 o'clock.
Yeah, Man City and AFC
and of course,
Bournemouth.
Man City and AC Bournemouth.
I could imagine Bournemouth winning.
And
That would be
then
crazy
Sunday is the
story.
finale. All hands on deck. We'll get to that on next Tuesday. So safe to say the season's just about done for the Premier League, and we're about to see our regulations, and we're about to find out who's going to be going to the Champions League and who's going to Europe.
Yep.
Come on, Chelsea.
All right,
but that's besides the point.
Yes. Now then, let's go ahead and nip this in the bud.
Now let's get to the fun stuff.
Yeah, let's go ahead and nip this in the bud. Come back over here on this side of the country and head on out to the diamond. Now, hold on, gentlemen, before anyone says anything. Let's set this situation. Hold on, Jacob. Before we say anything, let's set the situation that happened over the weekend. And this is, how can I put this?
Let me switch to my phone.
Hold on, Jacob. I got Jacob.
Clear things, Yeah,
I was about to say, hold on. I just want to point this out for Colorado.
Looking through your trash bag, what's it say about you? Funky trash.
Now, let me just set this up. I'm in Sam's Hill this past Saturday. That had to be the worst baseball game I have seen this season. 21-0.
Good Lord.
Wow. Did not expect Padres to destroy the living hell of the Rockies.
21-0 was the final score this past Saturday. I'm pretty sure every Rockies fan is just wondering, what in Sam Hill are we doing? What the hell are we doing here? I mean,
what is the Rockies owner doing?
I mean, can I quickly describe this? Like, this is like a Looney Tunes in a nutshell. The foul bunny, the Gas House Gorillas just keep batting after batting and runs after runs after runs from the Padres in a nutshell. Basically like that for the poor Rockies.
Basically, what you're describing is baseball books.
Yeah,
what a game!
A classic cartoon. Go look it up, by the way. Classic Looney Tunes, by the way.
That's what you're talking about, is baseball books. But
so much so that we actually took a snippet of that and put it on our soundboard.
Yeah, I wish I did, but I can't find it. But
hold on. Let me see.
But let me put it this way. Hold on, gentlemen. Because it's just it's the baseball conga line. That's it. Thank you, Archie.
That's the one, yeah.
The baseball conga line. But it's just ugly. I mean, I
got the soundboard if you want me to use it. It's okay.
Let's just put it this way. Let's put it like this.
So things have gotten really bad for the Rockies. Like, really bad. Like losing 21-0 in a baseball game. That is pathetic even in a football game. Yesterday they lost to the Padres 21-0, where they got 21-0. The Padres had 24 hits. The Rockies only had 5, and they had technically more errors than they had runs. And apparently this loss was so bad that the Rockies' general manager has come under fire, which it's about time. They pretty much asked him, hey, what's the plan? Are you firing the manager? Or we got to do something, right? Now here is an actual quote from the GM of the Rockies talking about the current state of their baseball team. There are still a lot of games left. I think we can turn it around. Oh my gosh, dude. Oh no. Oh my fucking gosh. But it's going to take a whole group to do it. Dude, it's going to take a lot more than just a group. The guys are working to get better. Are they? This happened yesterday. This doesn't look like they're working to get better. It looks like they're lying down to die. Like, I don't know what you need to say if you're a general manager of the Rockies at this point. Like, I really don't know. But I feel like this isn't the right answer. Honestly, at this point, it's gotten so bad that honestly, if you're being interviewed, you should just answer every question with no comment. And he did it a little bit in the full interview, but he really needs to just pour it on and be like, listen, dude, I'm sorry. Like, I know this has been absolutely pathetic. We're trying to figure things out, and honestly, just fire the manager. Just do something that looks like you're at least trying. Because if you're just gonna come out and say, oh no, yeah, everything's good. Yeah, I mean, we're working on it. He even said the guys in the locker room still believe in this team. I don't believe that for one instant. So yes. In other words, if you don't enjoy watching your team get blown out 21-0 in a baseball game, you don't like baseball, and you aren't a true fan.
Let me talk about this. First of all, let me first and foremost give a shout out to the dude who put that TikTok. Go check out the boss 7799 over on his TikTok. He makes good reactions to what's going on, not only in the NBA, not only with the MLB, but the NHL, basically the Big Four. And all throughout sport on his TikToks. Go check him out on his TikToks. He's a really cool dude. Cool dude. But yeah, that loss over the weekend, that will not only hurt you physically, but it'll hurt you mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, all four at once. Okay, you don't recover from that. Okay, no one does. Okay, I don't care who you are. And unfortunately, I guess it actually spoke volumes because Colorado has decided, enough, to quote the late great Owen Hart, enough is enough, and it's time for a change.
Oh yeah, sure. Fireman Bud Bale.
Bud Black, you had it.
Yeah, Bud Black. Like I said, that's gonna do anything. And here's the thing, and it's not his fault that the Rockets are in this situation.
No.
Here's the thing. If you really want to know who's responsible,
point the laser at the a little higher.
Yeah, because I think this you had to look at the owner, you had to look at the president, and you had to look at the general manager.
Yeah, because
each and every one of them. What are you running here? What are you doing? You're 7-30. Hold on. You're 7-34. You're worse than the White Sox last year.
Oh, I forgot about that one last year. Oh my God,
yeah. You're 7-34. You're dead last in the NL West. You're practically every National League team's whipping boy at this point. Because I mean, there was no effort, there was no fight in this team, like as if they just quit.
Yeah, and it's not just the Rockies that are quitting as well. Their farm system is god awful. Their AAA minor league affiliate down in I can't remember where it is. AAA.
I'll find it
shortly.
It's so bad. They're dead last in their division as well.
Yeah.
Okay, that's bad.
Yeah. I was about to say. I think this clip explains it.
Many Colorado fans were screaming at Coors Field this weekend. They weren't yelling, "Fire Bud Black." They shouted, "Sell the team." To quote Goodwill Hunting, "It's not your fault. Bud Black, it's not your fault. It's not your fault that you couldn't win games with this team. Nobody could. The Rockies lineup is awful. Nobody could win with this team. and firing Bud Black will do nothing. Hall of Fame managers Sparky Anderson, Tommy Lasorda, or Casey Stengel would all lose with this roster. Herb Brooks on the 1980 Miracle on Ice team couldn't beat the Soviets or even the Washington Nationals with this group. Abraham Lincoln couldn't lead them, Tony Robbins couldn't motivate them, and Will Ferrell couldn't make them laugh. This team, so poorly constructed by owner Dick Monfort, GM Bill Schmidt, and President Greg Fiesel, is hopeless. Especially because help is also not on the way. Due to the poor scouting of the Rockies organization, their AAA team in Albuquerque is also in last place in their division. They say a bad craftsman blames his tools. But how efficient would they be if they were missing a hammer, screwdriver, and tape measure? It's not your fault, buddy. Thanks for trying, and go put your feet up. Buddy Black, for many decades, has shown that he is a winner and that he is a great baseball mind. And to let him go, in my opinion, is the worst thing they could have done. I think he's actually the best thing they have right now, and they let him go.
Now, believe it or not, that actually came. That video came from TikTok, but it actually came from the CBS affiliate up in Denver. So, so we highly suggest to go check that out. And we see that, Jeffrey. That's understandable. Understandable. Thanks for sticking around in the live chat. We'll check we'll watch your reactions from there. But yeah, firing Blood, like the young reporter said,
y'all can hear me, right?
Bud Black.
Yes, we can.
We can hear you, Jose. Firing Bud Black was just basically what we always see in many different sports. You just found a scapegoat, okay? Because we all know the main issue.
Yeah, I think that.
Here's the thing, right? Because we know it's the Monfort's fault.
Hold on, Jose. Hold on. Give me a sec. Because here's the thing. I mean, for Colorado, for the Rockies, I mean, what's the point of your fans even coming to your games anymore? I mean, if you're struggling like this, I mean, if there's no hope whatsoever, then what's the point of your fans coming to the games? You're just gonna come there, just sit there and watch you lose. I mean, it's just man-box, especially, they got other alternatives. The Nuggets are still in the playoffs. The Avalanche, their season's over. But the Nuggets are still in the playoffs. The Colorado Rapids, their season's on the way in the MLS. I mean, and here you are, just struggling. God's sake, somebody sell this team. Somebody go a spine. Somebody go some balls and manage and lead this team, at least out of the basement. I mean, that's not happening anytime soon, especially with how good the Dodgers, the Padres, the Diamondbacks, and the Giants are. So there's just no hope whatsoever. We lost Jose.
The Rockies are screwed.
Yeah. They are basically
definitely.
They are basically, they're no longer a Rocky Mountain. They're just basically a pile of rubble. That is totally eroding into pebbles, and that's sad. Okay.
Yeah, you hate to see it, but that's what happens, unfortunately. When you have an owner that's basically giving Scrooge McDuck a one for his own money, you're just asking for trouble. That's all there is to it. We got Jose back in here.
By the way, the Rockies AAA affiliate is the Albuquerque Isotopes.
Yeah. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. All right, so now let's go ahead and let
Jose. Before you even humor that, an isotope, huh? That would explain the chemical disaster that team has become.
Well, there's no arguing that one. All right, let's go ahead and let Jose in.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Find out.
Well, since we're talking about the Rockies, it's gonna get pretty stinky.
Looking through your trash bag, what's it say about you? Funky trash.
Let's play that earlier, but keep going.
All right, but still, Bud Black. I've done a little bit of research last night, but here's what I realized. Here's what I learned. Right, he's been a pitching coach for the Angels from 2000 to 2006 or 7. He's also been, I believe Matt would know this. He's been the Padres manager from 2007 to 2015.
Mm-hmm.
They fired Black in 2015 after 32-33 starts. There were 6 games behind in the NL West in the 2015 season. It's because of inconsistent plays and the fact that Black had never led the Padres to the playoffs in 8 seasons.
Right.
For the Padres.
Yep.
After that, then he went to the Rockies, and we all know how that went. Overall, right? The Padres record when he was in there from 2007 to 2015, 649 wins to 713 losses. For the Rockies, 544 wins to 690 losses.
Yeesh.
Altogether, in 18 years as a manager, he has 1,193 wins and 1,403 losses.
Yeah.
So, in summary,
Yikes.
in my opinion, I think he's like Hackett. Outmatched, outplayed, and outmanaged.
Uh-oh.
Unholy trinity of coaching and management.
Is that a Zach I
Yeah.
see in here?
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
A bouncer
Hello, Zach.
Oh, good. He gets to suffer too.
Well, I can tell where this is going.
Don't worry. Yeah, but yeah.
I do
safe
have
to
one more
say-
thing. I do have one more thing written down in my book here.
Go right ahead.
And I said it's the holy trinity of coaching and management. I mean, just ask Mickey Loomis. Sorry, Jacob.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Oh,
Fuck you, Mickey Loomis.
Hold on.
you too, asshole.
Let's be fair. We know the Saints management is only good for one thing.
Oh, that
Defending Catholic priests.
Oh, that reminds
Jeez.
Jesus, that reminds me. We have to cut the Saints today. And I know why.
Hold on.
We'll
man.
get to that. We'll get to that. But anyway,
Now, we do have some injury news.
let's at the general hospital. We do have some guys checking in.
Oswaldo Cabrera, excuse me, is placed on the IL, and if you saw what happened
on Monday night,
yeah,
I heard it was a fractured ankle.
He's out. He's out.
He's on the 10-day IL.
He Sid Fisher's his ankle.
Man,
sucks. To be fair, Yankees have to take a next man up mentality with it, pretty much. Let me be clear, I don't really have much expectation for the Yankees this year. I really didn't, but they're surprising me considering Stanton's been out. You lost Garrett Cole to what do you call it, Tommy John?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
have you seen your division?
No, that's the thing. The division has been absolutely shit.
Yeah,
so that's why I can hold out. That's why I can hold out some hope.
Especially the Baltimore Orioles.
I'm gonna let Josh kill his own team now. I think.
Look for Oswaldo Cabrera. For anybody that plays D&D, the MLB Dungeon Master rolled very poorly on the injury table for Oswaldo Cabrera.
His
Dutch
on injury.
Was on a 2.
And the Dutch Master rolled very horribly for us when it came to pitching because we can't seem to outpitch any other team.
Your pitching stat landed on a 2.
Yeah, I was about to say, first and foremost, let me be a fashion queer for a second. Jose, what does your shirt say?
What is that shirt?
no! Yeah!
he got a House of Torture shirt on.
Yeah,
Wow.
let's go.
House of Torture. If I wanted to wash a House of Torture, I'd just wash the Colorado Rockies.
Good burn.
Or the Boston Celtics in the NBA playoffs.
Okay, that's enough.
All right.
Oh, jeez.
Take a mic away from.
All right.
Now,
Before we run down,
hold on, Jacob.
Jacob.
Hold on, Jacob. We got another injury update. Corey Seager is going to be on the 10-day IL.
Ooh. A good sign.
Yeah, right hamstring soreness.
Ow. Yeah, that's a short stint.
Ow.
Yeah.
That hurt.
Also, Jason Foley is having season-ending shoulder surgery.
What's the last
that hurt.
name?
That sucks.
Jason Foley.
Oh yeah.
And he's a reliever for the Detroit Tigers.
Oh yeah. I got it.
So he's gonna be on. So his season's pretty much over. By the way, Evan Longoria is gonna sign a 1-day contract and then retire with the Tampa Bay Rays.
Okay.
I mean, let's call spade a spade. Evan Longoria, he practically made himself known as a Ray, taking them to the World Series back in 08.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that's saying something. And he's going out on his own terms to go out of the way. More power to him.
Yep.
Now then,
we do have some, before we run down the scores, we do have some big news in the MLB. This is, and believe it or not, this is coming from Rob Manfred himself, and all the news outlets have been blowing up about this. Rob Manfred has made an executive decision today that he is removing 16 former players who have passed away from the banned list, the ineligibility list. 16 of them. And now will be eligible to be inducted into Cooperstown. Two of the big names, Shoeless Joe Jackson and Pete Rose.
Well, I think that honestly
could have done it earlier. I'll be dead honest.
Yeah, we're going to wait 3 years to see when they get into the Hall of Fame. Though we're going to wait about 3 years, but at least they'll be eligible.
Yes. Pete Rose, as we all know, was banned because of his infamous gambling issues, and we all know the issue. We all know the reason why Shoeless Joe was banned because of his quote unquote involvement in the infamous 1919 World Series, aka the Black Sox.
Oh, that one.
Yes. But now he's eligible. But the other names that were removed from the eligibility list are as follows: Eddie Cicotte.
Do not go through all 16 names, Jacob.
Fair enough. I'm not going to go through all of them. But if you want to look them up, please do, because those are the 16 names that are now eligible to be inducted. Shoeless Joe and Joe Jackson can be inducted as soon as 2028. Earliest is 2027 at best. So now they have the chance to possibly get a chance to finally be inducted into Cooperstown.
We're going to see whether or not those writers going to vote them in, because they want to maintain the integrity of the hall. Although something tells me Pete Rose is going to get in because he is the all-time hits king. So
and even though Shoeless Joe wasn't a part of that infamous Black Sox scandal, he was integral during the early days of Major League Baseball.
So the possibilities are in
Carter.
Yeah,
Carter. They say those writers want to maintain the integrity of the hall, but we all know that those sports writers, just like most sports writers, are nothing but a pack of jackals with their own fucking political agenda. They can all get fucked.
Yeah, to each their own.
Yeah,
now, tonight we do have some games going on. Right now, we got a game taking place over in St. Louis, between the Brewers and it's not St. Louis, excuse me,
Milwaukee,
in Cleveland, between the Brewers and the Guardians.
Yeah, over at Progressive Field, and it's already bottom of the second, and the Guardians are already up 1-0 over the Brew Crew over at Progressive Field. There are some games that have been delayed and postponed due to weather issues. Some of the games, two of them are postponed. One of them is in a rain delay. The games that are postponed are the Phillies and Cardinals game that was supposed to happen at Citizens Bank Park, and the Orioles and Twins that was supposed to happen at Camden Yards. Both of them has been postponed for a later date.
And the one that's delayed is at the Great American Ballpark between Southside and the Reds.
They are in a rain delay, possibly lightning delay. They will that game will be kickstarted hopefully soon. If not, they will be postponed to a later date.
Speaking of playing soon, coming up in about 6 minutes or so at Comerica Park, the Detroit Tigers, they're holding down the fort of the AL Central as they play host to the Boston Red Sox.
Yeah, but AL matchup, Central versus East, over in the Motor City. That game is going to be on TDS. Going to be a good match. Going to be a good matchup to say the least over in Detroit Rock City.
Absolutely. Now, over at the Rogers Center, we got the Rays and the Blue Jays.
AL East matchup. Both teams are almost dead. Well, kind of dead. Well,
No,
not
they're
really,
2 games within each other.
Yeah, they're 2 games within each other in the AL East. Toronto in third place at 500. At 500 with 2020. Well, they got 2020 vision.
Okay.
Hey, come on, it was there. Tampa is like you said, it's 2 games behind them at 18 and 22. A good win tonight can get them closer to third place in the AL East.
Yeah, we'll see about that. Now, Citi Field, coming off a walk-off win of a sac fly, the Pirates and the Mets play again.
Yep, it's game 2 of the series over at Citi Field. Coming up tonight at 7:10.
Hold wait a minute. Now, speaking of the Pirates, because they recently fired their manager. Yeah, this team is a disaster.
What do you expect? Their pitching is consistent of Paul Skeens, duct tape, and hope.
And speaking of Paul Skeens, I just got that word, and I think you guys saw it on Discord. He's one of the pitchers that got the call on being on the U.S. squad for the World Baseball Classic next year.
Yay! Good for him. Cool. Doesn't help his team in the first place.
Yeah, fair enough.
Like I brought up, Derek Sheldon was fired last week, and his replacement is Don Kelly. So
I thought you said Don Kelly.
Stop.
Yeah.
Paul Skeens wants to pitch for the United States. Oh, that's totally going to stop Japan from dropping nukes on us.
All right. Anyways, coming up at 6:15 for our boy RC Will and All Britain's Washington Nationals. They're going to be heading down south to Atlanta to take on the Braves.
It's going to be in Truist Park, where this year's All-Star game is going to be in.
Yeah, an NL East matchup. The Braves are holding down the 3 spot in the East. They are 3.5 games ahead of the Nationals in the NL East. So it's going to be an interesting matchup over in the Dirty South.
Meanwhile, over at Wrigley Field, we got the Marlins and the Cubs.
Yep, the friendly confines have been very friendly to Chi-Town, Chicago, leading the NL Central with a 24-18 record, just 1 game ahead of the rival Cardinals. While the Marlins, they're being the Marlins and floundering last place in the NL East.
Nah, that was
not why are we surprised? By the way, I'm back. I'm no downstairs, so now I can officially open up with everything I'm going to say for the rest of the show.
Now, also coming up over at Globe Life Field.
We got you there, Will, about the Cubbies.
Yeah, over at Globe Life Field, we got the Rockies and the Rangers.
Rangers matchup over in Arlington at the grill because it looks like one of those. It looks like a grill. Looks like a barbecue grill. You can't deny it. Rangers 21-21, holding down the fort at 3 in the 3 spot. They are basically tied for third with my Houston Astros. Even though the records say otherwise, but that's what.
I forgot Jacob supported the fucking cheaters.
Oh, fuck off! I was with them before they started cheating, asshole.
Okay,
easy, gentlemen.
Yeah. Over at
speaking of the Astros, they're playing at Dyken
I got
Park.
this one. This doesn't involve my Astros. Over at what they call the AC unit, I will still call it the juice box. I'm dying on that hill.
Who's this the weirdest name?
Yeah, I know. At Dyken Park, the Astros will go head to head with the Kansas City Royals. It is an AL matchup as the third place Royals and the tied for third place Astros do put up the Dukes.
Tigers, Royals, and Guardians, I believe. Guardians.
Guardians and Royals are tied for second, and they're just 2.5 games behind the Tigers in the AL Central.
The point I'm making is that those 3 teams are stepping the fuck up.
Yes.
Most definitely. Massive improvement.
Over at Petco Park, we got the Angels and the Padres.
Over at the pet store.
Interleague Cali Ball in San Diego. The bats have been singing. The bells have been ringing over at San Diego, and I know our boy Matt is loving every second of it.
What do you think?
Yep, they're really doing good so far, but right now they're struggling right now. They're on a losing streak.
Good way to bounce back against the Angels tonight at 9:40. Then also at 9:40 for Hit Kid. New York Yankees is going to make it a coast to coast trip as they head up to the Pacific Northwest to take on the Mariners of Seattle at T-Mobile Park.
It's gotta be easy
Yeah,
for the Yankees.
the Yankees played well against the Mariners last night.
Yep,
they did.
It's gotta be easy for them.
It is a battle.
And hey, one big step up for Max Fried though. Already 6-0 with an ERA of 1.05.
Fried's been lighting it up.
Yankees have found something in the pitching this year.
That's
the
true.
rotate. They found some good sauce on the pitching thing, and with Max Fried. Then coming up later on at 9:45 over at Oracle Park, formerly known as AT&T Park. AT&T Park. The Giants. It is an NL West matchup as the Giants of San Fran go head to head with the Diamondbacks of Arizona.
Yes, I would say it's going to be a bit of a rivalry between San Francisco and Arizona.
Yeah,
I can give you that.
Yeah, hold on, gentlemen. I just want to point this out. Arizona's been having an up and down kind of year. 22 is not bad. Which place am I believe in? I believe placed in fourth in the NL West.
I can actually pull that up. Yes, you're right. They're actually fourth in the NL West, but two games right behind San Fran.
Yeah, so it just shows you how compared to the NL West is.
By the way, to answer your question there, John, we're doing good, man. We're having a good time, actually. Thank you for tuning in in the live chat.
Over at Dodger Stadium, we got the Athletics and the Dodgers.
Interleague matchup once again. Cali Ball as the Sacramento Athletics. That still gives me a bitter taste in my tongue.
Hold on, Jacob.
It's just the Athletics. It's not in a league. It's not in a league.
It is.
Athletics play in the American League.
Yeah, no, it's interleague because remember.
He said it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. I have been impressed by Detroit this year. They've been playing really well.
They're showing that they're proving that last year's
Cy Young winner, Tarek Skubal, man.
Oh, most definitely. They're proving that last year's shocking entrance into the playoffs is no fluke.
Hold on, gentlemen. We seem to get one team that has been red hot. St. Louis.
Oh yeah, St. Louis. I think they finally found that voodoo magic they've lost all those years.
I wouldn't say that.
You would find it too if you on a 9-game winning streak.
Fair and understandable.
Also,
fair enough.
Also, Minnesota's pretty much turned the ship around. They're on an 8-game winning streak, which brings them over 500, 21-20.
It'll be interesting to see what happens for the rest of the season.
That is true.
Yeah, like me and Jose has always said, early in the season, that's when everybody's starting to get their seats in and all that stuff. The real test is when we get to the dog days of summer. That's when things start really starting to click.
Now, likewise on the opposite side, Mariners on a 4-game losing streak. Nationals on a 6-game losing streak. Giants on a 4-game losing streak. Hey, we're in the month of May. Time for you to either step up or step aside.
Yeah. I'm waiting to get onto the hockey because I have a few rants over the hockey to mention.
Well, I do believe.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. Just checking the menu. We do have hockey up next. So let's go ahead and get.
Yeah, let's hit the ice, gentlemen.
Bring out the.
Gentlemen.
Jacob.
Hold on, gentlemen. Before we let Jamal loose, because I know he can't wait to jump in. But before we do, it's time for us to play a round of.
Who's our contestant?
Carlotta's dying.
today?
Shit.
Who's this for, Carter?
Now then, today's contestant is Panthers minority owner Doug CIFU.
Oh yeah, I know.
Now,
here we
Oh,
go.
no.
here's the thing. Now, a couple nights ago, when the Panthers and the Maple Leafs were doing
Oh shit.
in Toronto,
Yes.
Doug Sifu got into a little bit of a
Sounds like
Twitter.
seafood.
I'm still calling it Twitter. Twitter war with a Maple Leafs fan.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, it read something like this. Dr. Grizzo, that's the handle.
That's the fan?
Yeah, that's the fan, the Maple Leaf supporter. He was tweeting. He
okay.
was first of all started with the owner, saying that just celebrating that the Panthers are doing a good job against the Maple Leafs. Dr. Grizzo wrote, "Hey, what's worse, using headshots to win a series or using starvation as a weapon to win a war?" Well,
Oh God.
yes. Here's the thing. Sifu responded to that message with actually being a whiny, dope anti-Semite is clearly worse. Loser. Now,
Okay.
not done yet. Not done yet. Dr. Grizzo responded.
Oh.
Yeah.
Not done? Oh, God.
Yeah.
It gets
Now
worse.
approving of using starvation as a weapon makes me a bigot. Before adding comments about seafood, stock market, prowess, and political leanings. This is where things get worse.
Oh no.
Yeah, he said, "Eat
Oh,
bleep."
God.
Yeah, eat bleep. 51st state anti-Semite loser. Israel now and forever until every last Hamas rat is eliminated.
Wow.
Eat shit, he said.
Wow.
Fucking idiot.
Yep.
That motherfucker said eat shit in a tweet in a Twitter war.
And
Whoa.
because of what he tweeted, the NHL had no choice but to ban him for a while.
Yeah, from what I've no, not for a while. This is actually a quote. This is a leaked statement from Gary Bettman, from the dope boy known as Gary Bettman. This is, and I quote: the NHL has concluded that Mr. Seafood's Twitter posts were unacceptable and inappropriate. As a result, Mr. Seafood has been suspended indefinitely from any involvement with the club and the NHL. An in-person meeting will be scheduled with Mr. Seafood and the commissioner at a date to be determined. End quote.
So the Panthers are going to be sold?
Now, he's the minority owner. And by the way, we got Gurk.
Oh, my God.
Hey, Gurak.
Hey, lad,
Now.
how you going?
Oh, that
You
man.
just in time to suffer with me.
Now, so Doug Sifu, look, and I
That's what I have to say to you.
The timeout, yeah. I just want to point this out, and we've been saying this for God knows so long. Yes, you do have a freedom of speech in this country. However, that doesn't excuse you from suffering any circumstances that will come in your direction because of what you say. So
You reap what you sow. That's simple.
Yeah.
Freedom of
Let's move
speech
on from
does
this
not mean
shit.
freedom of consequences.
Yep.
yes,
Right.
that's it.
We're just
That's
gonna make
right.
this simple. We're just gonna make this simple because I really want to get to the reason why I'm laughing.
Yeah, and I think we should do that now.
On that note, I should step off my high perch and turn the floor over to Jamal.
Go on, George.
Yeah.
Now, what's got you laughing hockey wise?
Hello, Washington Capitals. I need an explanation for what's going on. The Carolina Hurricanes are currently pounding the Washington Capitals 3-1 after they proceeded to win 5-2. It's almost like you sold your entire team's soul for Ovi to get the record, and now you can't even beat the Carolina Hurricanes. This is crazy.
Yeah, this ain't good, Washington. Have we got any Washington Capital fans here?
We look at
Zach.
Look at us, Zach.
Zach's the only one so far.
Wait, lads. We all know that Carolina's tough anyway, but I I do understand what y'all are saying. We have been a shambles recently. I understand that, but what you all need to remember is that we're at home for the rest of the series, and if you know, shut up, violin. Seriously, I'm in the middle of making my point.
Wasn't me.
No, you're not at home. It was game 4. You've got to go and play one away in Carolina. I'm sorry, I've got to interrupt. You've got to go and play one in Carolina where you're going to get shut out, where you're going to get closed off in game 6. And I'm sorry, you shit 5 fucking goals. And I'm not the biggest Hurricanes fan. They've done damage to my Rangers in the past. But you shit 5 goals. 5 fucking goals. You lot are done. 3-1. It's a wrap. You're as done as the Golden Knights after the ass whooping they got off the Oilers last night.
Yeah, you are not in a really good spot right now. Carolina said, y'all can have first in the division. Fine. We're going to make you pay for it. In blood.
I think they're going home.
Man, here's the thing, gentlemen. Is it possible for the Capitals to come back from a 3-game deficit? Yes, it's possible. It's
Carolina. It's Carolina. They sometimes have the habit of choking on themselves. But it ain't looking too good.
I'll tell you what, I definitely don't think the Golden Knights are coming back from 3-1 against the Oilers.
And Hako is somewhere squirting with joy.
Oh. God damn it. But pretty much for Hako's team, yeah, I think that series is over. There is no way a team led by Connor McDavid is going to take a 3-1 lead.
Hold on, gentlemen. I just want to put it this way. I'm pretty sure our Edmonton Oilers fans been smoking.
He's been on that La Bamba rush.
Yeah, he is. Meanwhile, outside of Carolina, just doing major storm damage in the DC metro area, and Edmonton just put the sword through the Knights. We got some good competitive series going on.
By the way, someone
Toronto
turned their
Florida,
TV
they're
down.
evened up 2-2 as I pull out my Finkel and saying they're now back down to the best 2 out of 3 falls.
Well, first and foremost, the Maple Leafs and Panthers series is looking very, very interesting. Regardless of the minority owner opening his mouth and sticking his foot down his throat.
Outside of that.
It is screaming to me, and I hate to do this to Maple Leaf fans because I know they're desperate. A Toronto choke job in Game 7.
Oh God!
Please.
If it happens again, I will feel so bad for them.
Jacob, hold on. I just want to point this out. I feel really sorry for Steve Dangle if it happens like that. I mean, sheesh. He's gonna have a heart attack.
Meanwhile, I think Dallas have been playing excellent, and I actually think they'll beat Winnipeg.
Mm-hmm. Well, the game 4
I'm hoping not because I'm hoping Winnipeg fights back and evens up the series tonight so that we can honestly I really want Winnipeg to get to the conference finals and keep this momentum going. Honestly,
I gotta be honest.
Hold on.
I've got. By the way, next subject, NFL. I've got some breaking news for the NFL.
I was about to say.
I just wanted to apologize for the pop off because I overreacted to the violin because
that's fine.
Because that was poorly timed.
By the way, that wasn't me. That wasn't me playing a violin.
Yeah, you're good. You're good. But yeah, we only got one game tonight, and we just talked about it. It is my Winnipeg Jets still going up against the Dallas Stars tonight at 8:00 on ESPN. It is game 4. Whoever wins this, if Winnipeg wins this, we even up the series. We go to the best 2 out of 3 falls. But if Dallas wins this, they are basically in the catbird seat.
My NHL support this year is beyond Edmonton. I'm supporting Hackles.
Understandable on that one. But safe to say,
whoa. Aren't you a Rangers fan?
Yes, but I can at least throw my support beyond one of the playoff teams.
That's understandable.
And the irony of it all, the Rangers was the team that Wayne Gretzky retired in.
Yeah, so pretty much I'm actually giving Hacko my support this season because we're not in it. Trust me, if we were in it, I'd be saying fuck everyone in this. But you know how it is.
Now then,
I'm trying to
Carolina. You ain't giving him a fight.
Yeah, I was about to say, we all go ahead to NFL. Jacob,
I got some breaking news.
Yeah, Jacob. I know.
All right, I got it.
Going, so brace yourself.
Before we start,
dear.
before we start with the Jacob cooking, which is going to take a while, may I start with some breaking news?
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
And Sack and Josh ain't gonna like this.
Yep.
Ravens safety Adarius Washington has torn his ACL.
Oh,
that is a red flag right there.
I am not as worried as you might think I am. Why do you think we got Malachi Starks?
No, that's why you draft. I think we now know why they drafted Malachi Starks, but pretty much that is a bit of a blow to start.
I agree.
Preseason.
A little bit.
Malachi Starks, from the very beginning, was the Ravens' plan to replace Ardarius Washington. All him getting hurt kind of makes clear is he's definitely starting now.
Yeah. So yeah,
I'm not panicking.
Bit of a blow.
It's bad. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah. But anyway, that's not the team we need to get into the cooking on, and I'm going to let Jamal take the floor for this one because
someone let me know before I proceed to give the Saints another butt ripping. Someone let me know what's going on first, and then I can proceed.
Well, Carter, can I start it?
Go ahead.
As we all know, Derek Carr this past Saturday morning retired.
Yep. Obviously.
And now the Saints have a non-existent QB room. I think it's Spencer Rattler.
Spencer Rattler.
Tyler Shaw.
Tyler Shaw, who is a 27-year-old QB
What the fuck?
who did fuck all in college for 7 years. I mean, Jacob, you wanna? I'm gonna say it. The Saints might be a contender for the #1 pick this year upcoming. I'm not joking.
You know what the crazy thing is?
With Kellen Moore and Brandon Staley.
If that actually happens, it'll be the first time in franchise history we actually get the #1 overall pick.
I think they're a contender. I think they are that bad.
Yeah, I was about to say, hold on, Jim. And the Saints did sign another QB. In the Western QB room, Hunter Deckers is.
Should have picked Shedeur Sanders.
Yeah,
exactly.
You wasted your 9th pick to pick a guy who is 27. Yes, I know ageism is a thing in the NFL. We understand that, but golly, you could have taken a chance on Shedeur. He's no worse than your entire QB room. He's no worse.
Stop hitting yourself.
Jacob,
you want to know what's going to suck for the Saints fans this year?
What?
The fact they're going to be worse than the Carolina Panthers. It's true. It's fucking true.
Who is the quarterback? Oh yeah, Bryce Young.
The Saints are going to finish last in that fucking division.
You know what? I can already hear it now. I can already hear it now. With the first pick of the 2026 NFL Draft, the New Orleans Saints select Arch Manning from the University of Texas.
That is the only hope that you have. Till then,
here's the thing.
Till then, we have a song to sing for the Saints.
But here's the thing. Can I quickly say something? The
Go ahead.
Mannings like to stay in college. I wouldn't be surprised if he did another year in college.
Arch
Manning next year.
Wait a minute.
Well, that happens.
Hold on, Jacob. Let me just say this real quick. Oh, when the Saints
go
marching in to the L train.
Go marching in to the LL train. LL train. When the Saints go marching in.
I'm not only am I hearing that song right now, but I'm already getting my tickets to the Copacabana.
Yeah. You may as well get your cabana tickets to the concert.
You know what, Carter? Play the song. You might as well.
You are coping and seething. You just can't accept what you're seeing. Yes, you're coping and seething. The truth it is scalding, and now you are molding and coping so hard. Coping and seething.
Jacob Baker, ladies and gentlemen.
I hate this fucking franchise.
Wait, Jacob, you're saying that now. Wait till the season starts.
Jacob?
Song is how I feel.
The Saint. Hell, hold on, Carter. The Saints ain't shit.
Yeah.
Get your plastic bag ready. Get your paper bag ready, Jacob. You're going to need it.
Yeah. I'll make sure to decorate it as best I can because I got markers.
Not Jacob about to do a Kip Sabian.
No. They've done this before. They've done
We were
this
the innovators.
before.
We were the creators of the plastic.
Yeah, they were the creators.
Paper bag.
They're used to it. They're used to it.
They were nicknamed the Aints for a reason.
Yeah.
Oh.
We innovated the plastic. We innovated the paper bag. Cleveland and Detroit.
You know what they are? They are the undashing Cody Rhodes.
They are.
Okay.
Now, okay.
We gotta wear the bags over our head.
Now, we do have some news to report. We got a situation happening in Cincinnati.
Oh, here we go. This is for Jamal on this one.
I was keeping up with this one actually.
Yep.
The Bengals and Trey Hendrickson have not agreed on anything. In fact, they have not been in contact with Mr. Hendrickson. And Trey went on a detailed, I guess, rant about the situation where he made it clear he wants to stay for Cincinnati, which I don't blame him considering he's the best player that team had on defense. And it's just crazy that a guy who almost won Defensive Player of the Year may not end up in Cincinnati. They want to give him the low ball of $1 million, about 1 year for about $15 million, but he's worth more than that, considering he was carrying your defense. And all I'm saying is, that's a little crazy to just disrespect Trey Hendrickson when he's one of the best players on your team. I'm just saying.
I gotta say this. If they're gonna trade Trey Anderson, they're gonna try and trade him out the conference.
No.
Let's just all be honest.
Hold on, gentlemen, because it gets worse than that. The relationship between Cincinnati's star edge rusher and the front office reached a boiling point. Now, according to Hendrickson, Bengals head coach Zach Taylor sent him a text message Monday that says, missing the team's mandatory mini camp, which is exactly 4 weeks away, will result in a fine.
Can I ask a question? What do we think the trade value is going to be for Trey Henderson? He has a big contract. He's looking for a big extension. What do we think the trade value is going to be?
Depends.
Maybe if I want to say a first round pick, but I don't think he's worth it.
I don't think he's the first. I think he's a second round pick.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm going to say something crazy.
Low end second, high third.
I'm going to say something. Seattle make the trade.
Well, hold on here, kid, because knowing Cincinnati, this is the type of team is going to make the selling that's going to make the price real high to get Hendrickson.
I would love
probably going to want a first, but no one's going to bite that bullet.
I would love Seattle to make the trade.
I know a team.
Stop the defense of Trey
I know
Hendrickson.
a team who might actually make that move.
Who?
The Carolina Panthers.
Yes, I agree. They have a lot of trade options.
I'm saying it. If Carolina makes that deal and gets Hendrickson, they're going to win the AFC. They're going to win the NFC South.
You really think so?
No.
Wait.
They are
That's very
not.
bold. That's very bold.
That's bold considering the Buccaneers.
Yes, I know.
Yeah.
No, I'll say this: if they get Trey Henderson, I'm with you. They're better.
They're at least second. They're at least second.
They're better than the Falcons, and they're definitely better than the shitty Saints. Sorry, Jacob.
Yeah.
Here's the thing.
If Bryce Young does great this season with the Panthers, I will
If they made that trade, the Panthers, which would be a great trade for them, they are second in the division, teetering off us. But I have to go on the trusted product, which is the Buccaneers.
Yeah, let's go ahead and give Jose the floor because he be trying to get attention.
I wanted to say, I want to believe that, about the Panthers maybe getting second place in the NFC South, right? But mostly because I don't see that happening. Mostly because of Dave Tepper's meddling. But that's just me, though.
That's a fair point.
You know how many teams have had meddling owners and still managed to make the playoffs? Jerry Jones.
Yeah.
Do I need to go further?
Okay, can I say something? We're going to get into the NBA in a bit. Look at the NBA, which is happening right now. I don't need to say
We'll get into that.
Oh, I will need Weavile here in the front and attention because Boston.
All right, are we moving on to the NBA now?
Yes, there's no sense in delaying.
Everybody,
coming up next, boys. It's
everybody,
time.
prepare
Ladies
your
and gentlemen, our future presentation.
Okay, let me say this. We should start with what happened before any of the playoff games yesterday.
Actually, you know what? No.
Are we gonna start the playoffs first and the draft?
Let's do Weavile a favor. Let him get his soccer stuff because he's about to get brutalized.
Okay, yeah, awesome. Perfect.
Make it quick, girl.
Because we own that.
Do this. First of all, Manchester City. How do you not score on Southampton? The worst fucking team in the league right now.
Agreed.
I know, right?
You didn't even score on them. God, you fucking suck. And you missed a chance to go level on points with Arsenal. But I don't think that matters much since Arsenal ended up getting a draw anyway. But I digress. The real issue comes Arsenal. Oh wow, you guys fucking suck. Which
I said earlier.
They got beaten by PSG.
Losing to PSG, giving up 2 goals in the span of 90 seconds against Liverpool. Sure, you came back. Sure, we came back because we got cocky. But still, to freaking have that, and Mikel Arteta throwing all these excuses out the doors, like, dude, shut the fuck up, dude. You are an absolute hack. And if I were him, I'd get pissed off. And the funniest thing, they have to watch their 2 most hated rivals compete for a European trophy. Fucking hilarious.
Actually, there is something I need to add on to that, by the way, just off Weevil. Fucking Mikel Arteta saying the best team lost in the Champions League. Bitch, you lost both legs. Shut the fuck up. Now we can move on.
And if they were really the best team, they would have won. But anyway, and Carlo Ancelotti's now at the Brazilian national team.
Yep, very good.
So, and then Barca pretty much sweeping Real Madrid. So they're pretty much
Yep.
Sorry, dude.
How's the MLS going, by the way?
Don't even get started because we started. Okay, that's enough.
My face says it all.
It's time. And one more thing.
Guys.
One more thing. I want to send a congratulations to Christy Mewis and Sam Kerr on the birth of their baby boy, on their first child.
Nice.
Now, let us begin.
Let's go to the mark.
Let hell rain now.
Potter, play the song.
Go.
All right, give me a sec.
You are coping and seething. You just can't accept what you're seeing. Yes, you're coping and seething. The truth it is scalding, and now you are molding and coping. coping so high. Coping and seething.
The way he grew across his face was hilarious.
Boston, you are on the chopping block first. I'm not waiting. First of all, prayers and recoveries to Jason Tatum.
Agreed.
He was actively trying in Game 4.
Yeah.
And his credit
It's
should
the
not be
worst. That's the
disavowed.
worst. That is the worst part of it.
Yeah.
It's the Tatum.
I'm going to get into the Tatum injury later myself.
All the kills all the emotion from it.
It's an Achilles injury, which means he's out for pretty much a good portion of the next season.
Well, the good news is that I heard that the surgery was successful. So
thank goodness.
Yeah,
I'll get into the Tatum injury
hold on,
later.
Hold on, gentlemen. I just want to point out that he's looking at a very long road to recovery.
Oh yeah,
and it's gonna be like months and months of rehab coming. So
trust me, we
him the
gonna
best.
get to it.
we're gonna
You
get
might
to
as well keep that joint on me.
Go
'cause
ahead.
It's about to get very toxic. With that aside, Boston, I'm gonna need y'all to do me one favor. Stop trying. You're embarrassing yourselves. Please tell me, how do you justify blowing 2 20-point leads in 2 playoff games in a row in a series against the New York Knicks team that, for as much flack as I have given them, have shown that when you have Jalen Brunson, Mikal Bridges, and Karl Anthony Towns, they can fight a team long and hard, especially in the fourth quarter where they've shown up the most. Why are you dropping the ball? People had Boston winning this series in 5 games. It looks like the Knicks are going to win it in 5 games. Boston, what are you doing? How did you let this get so out of hand that you've now looked like the biggest geeks in the series? What are y'all doing? Do y'all like torturing your fan base? Because that's exactly what you're doing. We had Jeffrey in here trying to justify it by every means, when unfortunately, let's keep it a buck. Boston is sorry. You cannot blow leads in a playoff series and not expect to not get criticized or bashed over the head. You played inefficient when you needed to play solid. You were outperforming the Knicks on both of those games where you blew the lead. But the Knicks did what they usually do, and they come in clutch, especially Jalen Brunson. Stop giving this team chances to capitalize on your stupidity, because the only person who looks bad out of this situation is that entire team. Shitting the bed over and over again will get you knocked out of the playoffs and made into a laughingstock. I had the Celtics winning the series, and I owe an apology to the Knicks, because not only have they showed up and proved me wrong, they look like they're going to knock them out. Sorry. And don't get me wrong, the Tatum injury is bad, but guess what? I don't expect those players on the Knicks team to just be merciful because you got someone hurt. I don't expect the Knicks to lay off the gasoline. You have a chance to take them out. Take them out.
Can I have the floor?
Go ahead, Hickid.
I want the Knicks to end this tomorrow night.
Oh,
I'm dead
definitely.
serious. I want this to be over in 5. And let me be clear. I do think the series is over. For me, it would be an all-time embarrassment of the Knicks now if they lost the series. It would. 3-1, but also with Boston's best player out. I need to go into a few factors, though. One thing I do not want to fucking hear from any Boston fans at all is that we fucking fluked this series. No, we fucking didn't.
No.
We won game 1.
I will have no thing.
We won game 1. We won game 2 because you lot choked. Game 3, you kicked our ass. I'm not even going to deny it. We got an ass kicking, a reality check. That game 4 before the Tatum injury, and well wishes to Jason Tatum. I'm being dead honest on that. I wish him a speedy recovery and all that. Before that injury, there was 3.5 minutes left, and we were up 9. We were going to win that game regardless of the injury. I'm letting y'all know that now. The way we were playing, OG, Mikel, Brunson, and Cat making shots. We were going to win that game with 3.5 left up 9. I think even Gurak can concede that. Okay, that we were gonna take game 4 regardless of the injury.
Yeah.
I need to call someone out though on the Celtics, and I think this is a fair call out. Jaylen Brown. You are on the Supermax. You are the other £300 million player, and we can't fucking find you in these playoffs so far.
I think he's on the milk carton.
Legitimately. He cannot be found right now.
Jason Tatum tore his Achilles trying his hardest to keep Boston into the game.
Josh, let me do this. Jason Tatum got rightfully slandered for the Game 2 choke. If you all remember,
he did.
Don't get me
he got rightfully slandered for the Game 2 choke. But then he had a Jason Tatum-esque game in that game last night until he tore his Achilles.
Mm-hmm.
Where the fuck has Jaylen Brown been all series?
You know what? Hold on. Let me jump in because, Hickey has a point. Like I said, Jaylen Brown has to be like on the milk carton somewhere because Jason Tatum scored like 42 points last night. I think it was 42 points. I'm not too sure.
What? I'm not trying to be rude, Carter, but where the fuck has this guy been all series? I think this series is over. I think the Knicks are going to close this.
Yeah.
Listen, I just want the close. I want the close to be tomorrow night. But I don't see the way Celtics win 3. And yes, the Boston Celtics, when they didn't have Tatum this year, were 8-2. I don't know who those games were against, but I don't think they were top opposition. You're playing a top seed in the Eastern Conference here in the playoffs. And with the team which has the best fucking closer in basketball on their side in Jalen Brunson.
Well, let me also jump in. I'll tell you another team that probably might be getting ready to say hasta la vista this season. Golden State. Because Stephen Curry, he's not playing tomorrow in Game 5. He's out.
Soon as Curry got hurt, I was like, they were done.
Mm-hmm.
And I wouldn't rush him for Game 6. I know they want him back for Game 6 if they steal one. They're not going to steal one. Ant-Man smells blood.
Mm-hmm.
Ant-Man smells blood. That series is over.
I have a friend of mine, believe it or not, Zach knows him by the name of KJ, who is a big Timberwolves fan, and right now he is frothing at the mouth to watch.
I'm not pointing them at the misery.
KJ is cheesing right now, bro.
It is over in 5.
Imagine if you're
right now.
Imagine if you're Anthony Edwards and you can say you've knocked out Nikola Jokic, Steph Curry, and LeBron James from the playoffs.
Ooh.
Do you know how much that's going to boost his ego?
His Legend Killer tour is becoming
this series is over. I'm telling you all now, this series is over.
Yeah, I just want to point this out, and I'm quoting Scooter McGooter. Anthony Edwards is a grown man, and the way how he performed in this playoff run alone says something. And like you guys brought up, he knocked out LeBron James. He's about to get ready to knock out Stephen Curry. And chances are they're going to go on to the Western Conference Final. Remember, they're going to face.
That's crazy talk.
The series is over.
Oklahoma City is different. Yeah.
People want a Lakers Warriors series. But
you know who else is probably
You're not allowed. Matt, you ain't allowed to mention the fucking Lakers after.
No, I'm saying is the fans want a Lakers Warriors series, but Timberwolves like, you ain't getting it.
All that talk we heard of, Mr. Sexual harassment sharp.
Yeah.
The Lakers in 5. And it turned.
Oh my gosh, Shannon. What was that?
You know who else is looking a bit goofy right now? Hey, Cleveland. You're losing to the Pacers.
To the Pacers.
By the way. No. By the way, everyone pause because I'm about to spin a block on a lot of you in here. Some of you do not get the room to say anything about the Pacers being frauds.
No,
at all.
I call them frauds.
Especially Boston. I don't want to hear any of you talking about the Pacers at all.
Look, I I admit I called them frauds, but I even admitted. I even said this to. I even said that. Even Cody Hagan saw this. I admitted when I saw this Pacers team actually being legit right here. I was like, "Huh? Who'd have thought?" You know?
So I'll be truthful. Let me go, Josh, because I was the biggest, Pacers were frauds last season. If you all remember us when they beat us in Game 7, I called that they would get swept by Boston. Did I? Did I not?
Yeah,
I called the sweep, and I said they were utter frauds, and it got turned out to be clear. What the Pacers didn't get, and by the way, I'm currently watching Game 5 right now between the Pacers.
Yeah,
and
Game
Cavs.
5. Yeah, Game 5 is.
For obvious reasons, I'm watching Game 5. Okay. Because I would like a Cleveland win tonight to extend this motherfucker. But let me just put it like this. The Pacers, what they did in Game 4 was tremendous. 80 points. And Cleveland are looking fraudulent as fuck. To fucking give up 80 points in the first half. In the first half. 80. You look fraudulent as fuck. Honestly, I think I'm serious. If we close out Boston, my confidence for the Knicks going into the Eastern Conference Finals is I think we can definitely beat both.
That'll be the first time since year 2000, I believe.
I think we can beat both of these teams.
Hold on.
I am going to say something a bit controversial.
Go ahead.
We are going to get a Knicks and Pacers finals.
Yeah, you're right.
I have no.
Brandon, the last time the Knicks made the Eastern Conference Finals, ironically, it was against the Pacers in the 25 years ago.
You think
we're gonna get a rematch?
Do you think that? Well, right now it's looking like Cleveland are going to extend. Well, currently it's first quarter only, but it's 13-8 Cleveland. Cleveland have started. And by the way, I need to mention this right now. Both teams are missing a fuck ton of shots during this first quarter.
Oh.
They are both having horrible offensive games so far.
Yeah.
It is ugly.
Yeah.
To be fair, the Nuggets and Thunder aren't much better.
That's going 7. That's going 7.
Oh, yeah, we got another 7 series. 7.
Yeah, that's coming up later on this evening.
But the point of this entire thing is, there were a lot of you shitting on the Pacers for the same thing that the Knicks are kind of taking advantage of right now. I'm just saying, keep the energy the same.
Listen, I said it in the chat. I didn't want Tatum to get hurt. I wanted the KO, on the fucking Celtics, and I really fucking mean this, because this is something Josh saw me go off on, probably on social media. To the Boston media, radio hosts and all that, and to Boston, some toxic Boston fans, I'm targeting the fucking head of Barstool Sports, Dave Portnoy, the fucking cunt. I'm serious on this.
Go, shoot it.
Fuck you! Go fuck yourself! And you deserve this suffering! No, I hate the Tatum injury for you guys. I'm going to tell you that. But you deserve this suffering because all you fucking done is given us no credit and called us fucking flukes for your bitches choking. And we beat your ass last night legit before the Tatum injury. Shut the fuck up!
Go sit your bitch ass.
And by the way, with the Tatum injury, I'm letting it know now because I said the Celtics won't be bringing back that roster next season. The Celtics next season may not make the playoffs.
Whoa.
It's true.
Yeah, sports media in this town is
unbearable as fuck. Unbearable as fuck.
Wow.
Like Dallas.
No, I don't think you understand how unbearable New England sports media as a whole is.
When you hear New England sports media, all they do is talk trash.
New England is one of the most.
Remember how they threw Tuukka Rask under the bus during the pandemic?
Yeah. Speaking of Dallas, I think we have to get into another rant subject.
I say sensible when it comes to NBA draft lottery.
Yeah, hold on, gentlemen. I won't.
How we have waited for this.
Yeah. Now,
before I want to also send my congratulations to Unicaya Malaga for back-to-back Basketball Champions League title wins this weekend.
Okay.
And that is what all the good news that we're going to get for the rest of this.
Here we go. Before the games took place, we had the NBA draft lottery.
Yeah.
Now,
We wish the NFL had a draft lottery.
yeah.
No, the fuck we don't.
No.
Actually, you know what? Fuck it, Carter. Hand that shit to me.
Oh no! Oh no!
No, the fuck we don't wish the NFL had a draft lottery.
Exactly. We don't need it.
Hold on. Before you continue,
This
I'm gonna
draft
say this now.
lottery is
Carter,
a
the
good
game's already on, you dummy.
This is a good case of why the NFL doesn't need a draft lottery. Because how in the fuck did the Dallas Mavericks, with their 1.8% chance of getting the first pick,
1.8%?
How?
Picks.
How? How do you let Nico Harrison, hold on, Carter, you gonna let me have this? Because I cannot stand that the NBA is really gonna give Nico Harrison a fucking freebie for trading away Luka Doncic. Really? Really? You're gonna give him a pass for that? I'm sorry. No. Eat my dick. Eat my ass. Eat everything that's at the bottom of my body. Eat it.
For pure chaos.
Lick the dirt off of my feet, you fucking whore. How do you let them get away with this? No.
Pure chaos.
No.
As I mentioned on the NBA draft night, for pure chaos, I was hoping that it would have been the fucking San Antonio Spurs that got pick 1.
They
got picked 2, which, by the way, I'm going to make some people very upset right now. I think that pick 2 put San Antonio in the lead to land Giannis in the offseason. And if that happens, Giannis with the Aaron Fox and Wembyama, you're all fucked in the West.
If he goes to San Antonio,
no, let me. No, fuck it. We're just gonna break all the rules today. I'm not going to be as kind about this as I should be. My beef isn't with the Mavericks players or fans, because I get it.
It's a Harrison.
You're hoping that this is meaningful. It's definitely the front office, because all of you are a bunch of whores.
Yeah.
A bunch of politically moving whores. You bought this team for political reasons. Not because you gave a shit about basketball, but for political reasons. You want to move this team to Vegas because you want a casino so goddamn badly. So you're going to turn this into the Las Vegas Mavericks and take away that team from the city. Wow, it's almost like we could see the move coming. This is all a massive political move just to kind of fuck over the Dallas fan base. You know what I say to that? Y'all guys getting Cooper Flag is a unfortunate case of luck for a dickhead. No, I refuse to acknowledge this. I know they got it, and there's nothing I can do about it except bitch and complain. I get it, but no.
I'm done.
Fuck that.
Can I quickly say something?
Let me just make
Carter, I need the floor.
Go ahead.
Can I quickly say something as well, Lord, to add into the salt? One, I want to laugh at Philadelphia for only getting the 4th pick. That's what you get for tanking. Serves you right. 2, more importantly, and I really need to laugh at this team as a Knicks fan today. Hi, Brooklyn, you motherfuckers! Let me go on the Nets. You fall out of the top 4 to the number 8 pick. And by the way, you remember how much shit they gave us over the Mikal Bridges trade? They really did shit, and I'll admit we still gave up too much. But here's the thing. Without Mikal Bridges, we wouldn't be on this playoff run right now, and he was clutch last night, okay?
Oh,
last night was hell on earth. Last night was hell on earth for Brooklyn Net fans. I fucking loved it.
Oh, by the way, I'm not done cooking Dallas Mavericks because there's something else that I did not know about until my uncle brought it up earlier. Guess who also had Jalen Brunson at one point? The fucking Mavericks! They had Jalen Brunson and Luka on the same team. Did you trade both of them away? Why? Should we take you seriously? Why?
No.
Why?
Carter. Not Carter.
Why?
Jamal. Not just
why should we take the Dallas Mavericks seriously when you like to trade your best players away? What, say you don't trade Cooper Flag for street clothes? Oh my God, I feel the blood vessel breaking in my head.
All right, time out, gentlemen. Time out. It's too late for this thing getting out of hand.
Sweet smell of chaos.
Brandon, Brandon, please. What were you about
this
to
was
say?
gonna happen, dude.
I was gonna ask you, Jamal.
Okay, let
Wasn't
Brandon do it.
Brunson a free agent at one point?
Who was it?
I'm not sure. I know Dallas had him at one point, and I'm like, excuse me? They had Brunson and Luka on the same team?
Here's what's funny. You remember when they all said that fucking when we first got Brunson, they all said, "Oh, the Knicks are overpaying him" and all that. He has changed the Knicks culture. He has changed the franchise. This man is Captain fucking Clutch. He is the most he could go down as the greatest Knick of all time if we win the championship this year, which I'm not saying we will.
And that says a lot given
But
the
this
history
could
of the
be
Knicks.
this could be the greatest Knicks player ever. He's playing he is playing at that level right now.
God forgive me for what I'm about to say is not exactly a good thing to say at all. But I'm going to say it anyway. God, if you send me to hell, please make sure that on that bus is the Dallas Mavericks front office and make sure that the bus is a special ed bus.
You know what?
You know what?
You know what?
That's enough.
You know
That's
what?
enough.
You know what,
Also,
Jamal?
NBA does not care about
I
the
could
small
get,
market as
I
well.
could get salty at that, but I'm gonna give you
Zach,
that.
guys, stop!
Now, here's the thing, and what I'm angry about is that if you're a fan of Utah, Charlotte, or
Wizards,
Washington,
good luck improving anytime soon. I mean, and this was frustrating. Not Brooklyn, Washington, Charlotte, and
Philly,
Utah had the highest percentage. Again, the number one draft. Again, number one overall pick. And you mean to tell me it went to the team that played in the play-in tournament?
Oh, by the way,
hold on, Jacob.
Hold on, Jacob.
Now, here's the thing, and it's frustrating. If you're a small market team, if you're a fan of a small market team, what's the point of you going to the arena?
NBA does not care about the small cities nowadays.
What's the point of you going to the games?
I don't think they ever did.
Yeah. What's the point of you going to the games? Because your team is going to struggle. You know going well free agents. You ain't probably not getting the free agents coming to your city. So I mean, what's the point here? And if you're Charlotte, Washington, or Utah, I wouldn't be surprised if the fans just said, "That's it, we're done. I'm done. I'm out."
Who was it? Charlotte who got to keep the top 4 pick? If I remember.
Charlotte is number 4. Utah is number 5, and Washington is number 6.
Yeah, Charlotte at least got to keep the top 4 pick. I'm happy Philadelphia did not get the fucking number 1 pick. I would have been pissed. I would have been on the.
I know how you would feel. Yeah.
I'm especially happy the Nets fell because fucking hell.
Number 8. Damn.
I mean, considering all the shit we heard of Net fans that day, and we were on the podcast if you remember that Tuesday, and I had to hear shit if you remember when the Nets signed Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, and all those motherfuckers. I had to hear so much shit over the Nets big 3. And to see the absolute downfall to where now we get Mikal Bridges, the star player, and I'll admit he's not played the best this season, but for him to be clutching these playoffs, which he was in Detroit, and especially against Boston so far.
Well,
I'm so happy we gave up those picks now.
They went from the super team to worse and to collapse, and then the Knicks got
hold
them
on,
what they
Matt.
deserved.
Hold on, Matt. Hold on. I'm just going this out because Kevin Durant tweeted, and I quote, "Tanking must be really stressful on an organization."
Bullshit!
He got no room to
talk.
He got no room to talk. I'm actually with Brandon on that. He got no room to talk.
Yeah,
for one simple reason. How did the Phoenix Suns do this year, everybody?
They're not picking.
Nope.
They don't have a
No.
first round pick.
I'm not on about they're not picking and all that. What was their record this year?
They were 30. I believe they were 35 and 40. No. Let's just be sure. 36 and 46.
Yeah, you had a losing record by 10 games under 500. Shut the fuck up. You're not allowed to go through it. You're not allowed to say anyone about tanking when you, as a so-called, as an all-time superstar, because Durant is a superstar. Let's be clear on that.
Yes.
Although his legacy will always be tattered because he never won an NBA championship by himself, he had to be carried by Steph Curry, Draymond Green, and Klay Thompson.
Yeah, as a
That
fourth
is
option.
truth. That is truth. So, as far as Kevin Durant saying that about tanking, he needs to shut the fuck up. He ain't allowed that.
Well said, you guys.
Very well said. I'm just disappointed that the draft.
For the Who's in the chat, he just said he predicts the Pacers to win Game 5. You're down 10.
Yeah, 27 to 17.
shut
with
up.
the first quarter about to come to with the first.
Oh, by the way, Hoosier, I'm glad you decided to join in because I like to remind you of something. Remember what you said at the Discord call saying, I want Boston. No, you're not going to get Boston. You might be getting a hungry, gritty, petty,
vengeful
Nick.
Vengeful is the word.
I hope you're ready.
Vengeful.
I hope you're ready for a gunfight.
You know what?
Yeah.
If we do get closed out tonight, Boston, I mean.
Tomorrow night.
Tomorrow
night. Thank you. If we do get closed out, at least I'm gonna have fun. I'm gonna have fun trying to watch the Pacers try and deal with a hungry ass Knicks team.
Let me put it to you all like this. A hungry Knicks team, and by the way, at the moment, Cleveland are up 12 and have got the final possession of the first quarter. Let me put it to you like this. A hungry Knicks team, a healthy Knicks team, which is the most important thing to say, and more importantly, a vengeful-filled Knicks team, which is better than last year. Let me be clear. Let me be clear. Maybe not depth-wise, but player-wise, better than last year with Bridges and Karl Anthony Towns. I think let me be clear. I want the series to get extended, hopefully to 6 or 7 between Cleveland or Indiana. Okay, I think it goes 6. I think Indy close them at home. That's my prediction. But here's the truth. I want the Pacers. I listen. I think we can take the Cavs. I think the Cavs are regular season only. I think the series with the Pacers has shown it. Okay. Because I think we'll have the same motivation going into them as we did against the Celtics. Not beat them in the regular season, show up in postseason. This is where it matters, okay? But I want Indiana for that vengeance factor. I want that revenge.
And you also got, and also if it's in the finals, it's going to be in the finals. You got 25 years of hate waiting for you.
Oh, well, easy, gentlemen.
Breaking news. Clayton Kershaw is back. He'll be making his return on Saturday against the Angels.
Oh, God.
Is he still with the Dodgers?
Yes, he is.
That's going to be interesting.
Oh, great. The Dodgers get more powerful.
Yeah, all right. Let me go ahead and bring this up a little bit here.
Oh, my God. Hey, no. Oh my God, we actually got Cooper Flag. Oh, cool. We got Giannis. What? You got the second pick. Right. Which we will use to trade for Giannis. Oh my God, this is the greatest day of my life since, well, June 21st, 2018. But still, we didn't even get top 3. One of the worst seasons ever. We didn't even get top 3! For a state that loves God so much, he apparently does not feel the same way.
How do we tank correctly and get punished? Meanwhile, the Mavericks are the most inept team of the season, and they get rewarded!
I don't know how many more seasons I can go without ending up with the first overall pick. Same.
We got rid of one generational white boy, and they got rewarded by the gods with another generational white boy!
Can someone stop Dallas from celebrating? I got this. Hey, Dallas.
Nice try, Charles, but nothing can rain on
If
my...
anything, this might save Nico's job. It's only a matter of time before Nico trades Flag for peanuts.
Nah, the league is just paying us back for working with them to keep the Lakers relevant for another decade.
No, yeah, the league isn't even hiding it at this point. Now, I will say, the NBA might have forgiven Nico, but the fans never will.
Oh, sure, Dallas.
That last part's true.
No, here's the thing. I saw Jay Williams. I saw Jay Williams on Get Up today saying, what happens if Dallas trade the pick? Oh my God, they would murder Nico Harrison.
This will be the wildest story.
If they trade that pick.
Like, I don't like, I don't like
Don't
thinking
tune
that
into this
sports is
podcast.
rigged.
Yeah,
Sports
I
is
was
rigged,
about to
but
say,
the
All
fact that
hell is gonna
they're
broke
getting
loose.
hold
rewarded.
on, gentlemen. Mavericks already made it clear they're not trading it. They're not trading the number 1 pick. They're going to draft Cooper Flag.
Good.
No.
Thank
The fact that they are going to get rewarded for this after they had already screwed over Luca is mighty sus. And that's all I'm going to say.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
fixed. It's
yeah,
fixed.
but
I refuse to tell anything else.
before we continue,
Now, hold on, Jacob. Before I do play the cat, we're gonna hit the melancholy real quick. We lost a great Sabu over the weekend.
Yeah, over the weekend we lost a wrestling icon, a hardcore legend, and arguably one of the best innovators of wrestling in Sabu at the age of 60, mind you. The irony of it all was he passed away just days after his retirement match in GCW.
Weeks.
Okay, weeks after. Thank you. When he fought Joey Janela.
For reasons that I think are kind of fair, there's a podcast already covering that.
Yeah, so if you want to learn,
I would point you there.
Country tribute, like we always say, go check out the Four Post Massacre podcast with Zahia Morgan and Adam Jackpot in the gang, because they'll give you a much more fitting tribute and break down what's been going on in the wrestling world.
So by all means, please tune in with them. Should be very, very. I know they're gonna discuss A, what happened at Backlash, and B, they're gonna pay fitting tribute to the great Sabu. He'll be sorely missed. All right then, gentlemen. With that in mind,
What
did we learn on the show tonight, Craig?
What did we learn? What did we learn on this show today? The Boston Celtics are the equivalent of the Death Riders in AEW.
Yes!
Oh!
Okay.
I haven't watched AEW in years. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Good. It makes it even more painful.
Also, NBA does not care about smart marketing teams.
That's obvious. That is obvious. Sad but true.
I learned is if you're a football team, don't choose red as your color. Just don't. You will end up with pain.
Because after what happened in the NBA draft lottery, that says it all about the small marketing teams.
See you, boys. It's been good.
I think
Take care, Zach.
Now, before we turn out the lights here in the barn, in fact, man, we're about 18 minutes away from them dropping the puck in Dallas at the AA Center between the Jets and Stars. Stars have a 2-1 lead over the Jets, so Winnipeg looking to hopefully tie this series up, because if Dallas wins and goes to 3-1, I'm not too sure whether or not if Winnipeg can win 3 straight to take the series. So
anything can happen, Carter.
That is true.
Let's see
Anything
what
can
happens.
happen. Anything
We're
can
glad to
happen.
see what happens.
We have seen teams with a 3-1 series lead choke.
Yeah.
So looking at you, Boston. So we've seen it happen. Back on the hardwood real quick. In the second. Oh boy. Cavaliers lead the Pacers 33-19. In the second quarter.
I definitely did not think the Pacers were winning this game tonight. No, Pacers can make a comeback because we saw the Cavs fucking choking game 4.
Yeah,
that is the truth. It is early yet, but right now it is advantage clip. Both teams are missing a lot of shots. They are, but I watched the first quarter. Both teams missed like 15 shots each. They can't play like this against the Knicks.
And
if
they played like that against Boston, they'd get punished.
Yeah,
they need to work on the tempo, because that's the one thing both central teams lacking.
Not only that, the physicality. They're going to be in for a dogfight.
That too.
Now, let me go ahead and run through some scores on the diamond. Top of the 7th, Guardians lead the Brewers 1-0. In fact, I think that game is heading to the bottom of the seventh now. Top of the third, Rays are leading the Blue Jays 4-0. After two, Nationals lead the Braves 1-0. They're about to get underway between the Marlins and the Cubs. Midway through the fourth is tied at 2 apiece between the Red Sox and the Tigers. The White Sox Reds game is the White Sox Reds game is still in a delay. So they're still in the delay. So I don't know when that game's gonna get postponed. They probably might get postponed real soon. As Brandon brought up, the Mets are leading the Pirates 1-0.
They just struck first blood.
Also, and then we got games coming up: Rockies and Rangers, Royals and Astros, Angels and Padres, Yankees and Mariners, Diamondbacks and Giants, and Athletics and the Dodgers.
We got more NBA up tonight with Game 4 between OKC and Denver. We've got currently 2-1 OKC. Denver looking to equalize.
I think that's
No, that's actually even. They're even up, actually.
It's still series tied, I think.
Yeah, they're
Well,
the only ones with the best
Game
2 out of 3
5,
balls.
Is it Game 5?
Yeah, Game 5 in Oklahoma City.
So that's in OKC tonight, ain't it?
Yeah.
So Game 5 in OKC. I think that series is going 7. I'm just being honest.
I think so too.
It's the same possibility.
So that was one of those series which scream 7 games. You know, like LA versus
like
Denver.
LA Denver.
Denver going back-to-back 7s though, potentially, with 2 difficult teams going into. You have to wonder, will fatigue catch? And yes, Denver are champions, but they haven't got the depth like they did that championship year. Is it going to catch up with them against, in my opinion, going to be a well-rested Minnesota Timberwolves? Because I think they're winning, and closing in Game 5 with a bloodthirsty Ant-Man who could really cement his legacy if he dumps Jokic out.
I just want to point this out that hold on. I just want to point this out that ever since the Timberwolves head coach criticized Anthony Edwards after the way how they played Game 1 against Golden State, the way how he criticized him, it pretty much lit a fire under him.
Which is what you do.
Yeah, it pretty much lit a fire under him and pretty much turned Anthony Edwards to the monster we're seeing right now. If they close out against Golden State tomorrow, they're gonna be a very dangerous team. And whoever wins between Oklahoma City and Denver, they better be prepared because this team is ready to fight, and they're gonna give them a fight in which they will never forget.
Safe to say, those Timberwolves, that team you're seeing, they ain't for show, and they got blood on them.
I'll be dead honest with you. I think the only team that could match up to Minnesota in that level, it has to be OKC.
Well, only time will tell. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen,
I'll tell you. Can I quickly say something?
Go ahead.
How fitting would it be an NBA Finals between Minnesota and New York, considering the trade everyone talked about earlier this year?
Oh God!
Trade. There'd be a lot. There would be a lot of friendships, but also a lot of both teams having to prove something.
Yeah,
a lot of good stories here. A lot of good stories.
If my memory serves me correctly, the Big Cat versus Julius Randle. Interesting.
It'd be Dante DiVincenzo versus his Villanova buddies. And it'd be Karl Anthony Towns versus Minnesota, who abandoned him. It'd be a great storyline.
It has a distinct possibility.
So many good storylines here.
Yeah. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule joining us here this evening. First and foremost, if you like what you see, please subscribe to our channel, like this video, share this video, and when you do subscribe to our channel, please hit the bell so that you will know whenever we stream. You okay over there, Jose? You're having a little bit. I was about to say you're having a little bit too much.
I just couldn't find the bell.
Oh, I was about to say you're having a little bit too much fun with that muscle relaxer. Let's just call it a muscle relaxer.
Do I even have? My room is dark. I don't have my shitty light on. I'm leaning on my blankets.
No, okay then. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank Jamal. I want to thank Hit Kid. I want to thank Gurk. I want to thank Matt. I want to thank Zach. want to thank everybody for joining us here this evening. A wild edition of our podcast.
Knicks in 5. Knicks in 5.
We'll see.
Yeah. Like I said, a wild edition of our podcast this evening. Yeah, sometimes we knew this was bound to happen. It was a nice trip down to the salt mines, but now we gotta come back up to the land of the living.
By the way, latest score update: 25-42, Cavaliers.
Looks like Cavaliers want to force this game back to Indy.
Cavaliers almost have a 20-point lead already.
Yeah, sometimes they want to force this game back to Indy for game 6.
They want to force a game 6.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
And I'll say this: if Indy lose that game 6,
Yeah. I'll say this: if Cleveland comes back from a 3-1 deficit and wins the series, Cody might want to stay away from Discord.
I don't think you will.
Yeah. Just want to put it out there. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we thank you so much for joining in our podcast this evening, and we do hope that you join us back here next week. All right, then, Jacob, go ahead and take us home.
Thank you very much. This has been a wild episode, but it was worth every penny of it to enjoy this. And I hope everybody in the live chat enjoyed every minute of this episode of the podcast. Hard to believe that next week we're going to be hitting 175. It's hard to believe 175 episodes of the VWU Sports Podcast. And we still got a long way to go in the month of May because we got a lot more to go through in the month of May. The Premier League is just about to wrap up. The Champions League is about to wrap up as well with their stuff. And of course, the NBA is in full swing as we're getting closer and closer to the conference finals. The Elite Eight is about to get slashed in half to the Final Four as we're getting closer to see who's going to make it to the big dance. And that is the same thing to say in the NHL as we are about to slash no pun intended, with the Elite Eight of the Stanley Cup playoffs. We're getting close to the conference final. Will we see the 3 remaining Canadian teams making it to the conference finals as we're inching closer and closer to the Stanley Cup finals? Or will we see one of the 3 bite the bullet and head down to the L train? And of course, the month of May is past the halfway mark of the month in the world of baseball. And a lot of people are making a trip to General Hospital, and a lot of big-time stories is happening. So safe to say, it is a big show. Big-time things is happening. And we're about to head to the dog days of summer.
Here's a guarantee. Next week, we can guarantee you Ubers.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, most definitely.
We will be having our Ubers. We will have Ubers and the Cabanas ready for next week.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's most definitely. Next week, we will be ready. We will have our Ubers standing. We actually are. I've already seen the Ubers parking up and getting ready to go. Because starting this week, the Ubers will be the teams will be starting to go, and everything will be ready to go and everything. So trust me when I say this. Next week, we will be covering who's getting eliminated, who's going down to Cancun, and who's going to the finals in the NBA and NHL conference finals in the NBA and NHL playoffs. And we'll also be continuing our coverage with the NFL offseason, and of course the MLB season throughout the series. So if you like what you saw from episode 174, then do us all a favor. Subscribe to the VW Sports Podcast channel. Not only that, but if you like this video, then like what you saw, then like this video and share it across all social media platforms. That being, of course, Facebook, Twitter, and Blue Sky. We don't touch Instagram and TikTok for 2 reasons. One, Instagram is too toxic even for us, and TikTok is, well, TikTok. And you want to be notified when we go live, which is every Tuesday, 6 Eastern, 3 Pacific on our YouTube channel. Then do us all a favor and hit the bell.
Jose.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And you'll be notified when we go live and on the airways. Until then, we need to keep our eyes peeled on what's going on between Indy and Cleveland as things are getting heated up, and we might be seeing a Game 6. And also what's going on in Big D between Dallas and Winnipeg. Will we see a game? Will we see a best 2 out of 3? Or will Dallas get closer to clinching it? Well, we'll see. Until then, for all our boys from Zach to Gurak to Jamal to all Britain to Hit Kid to our executive producer Jose and my co-hosts Brandon and Carter. This is JB. We are signing off. We will see you guys next week for episode 175 of the VW Sports Podcast. Until then, y'all stay safe and have yourselves a good night, everybody.
House of Torture, best faction. Hey, Matt.
Hey, Jose.